All right, Coffee and Crypto here. I am Rob,
And this is Nick.
and we are going to give you a market update and our Bitcoin and market prediction. So we're currently sitting at a $29,693 Bitcoin, and it actually just moved up a little bit, but we're around 29,000, close to 30,000. So let's break down where we're at and kind of pick it up from where we last left off. In our last market update, I said basically we would just continue to chop sideways in the $28,000 to $32,000 range, which is pretty much what we've been doing, and potentially slowly bleed down to go lower to that like 21 to 23,000 range. That's kind of I'm pretty much holding that prediction right now. And let's just change the chart to, let's see, where's 4 hour? You have 1 day on here or no?
Yeah, scroll down a little lower.
There we go.
There's the daily chart.
Okay, so we've basically been chopping in this range here. We've been ranging in the as low as 25, 26,000, as high as 31,000, but we've basically been ranging in like the 28 to 30, 31,000 range. So we've just been ranging here. What I think is going to happen is that we just continue to range, and that we just kind of eventually slowly things get boring and we just kind of bleed down, and then maybe something happens and we get that spike down to that 21 to 23,000 range. That's what I think. Nick, let's hear your thoughts.
You're messing with my fibs, man.
I know.
All right. Yeah, we're sitting here 29,700. I'd actually kind of like to pull up the fear and greed index a little bit. Let me see if I can find that fear and greed index. Take a look at where we're sitting. Oh, we're down at, we've been sitting in extreme fear for over a month now. I think we recently just had an 8th week red candle closing in Bitcoin. So we're extremely fearful, extremely oversold. There's a lot of indicators right now that are saying we're going to continue lower. This looks like a bear flag to me. And typically with a bear flag, this move right here, it'll kind of consolidate in this area and then make a similar length move down, which would bring us down into the low 20s. I don't know if that's going to play out because we've been in extreme fear for so long. I need to fix these fibs.
I will say the Bitcoin is holding relatively strong. The altcoins are getting crushed though.
Crushed even more. This is true. So I've seen something interesting. If I pull the fib level down to around the 200-week moving average, historically the 200-week moving average has been like the super strong support for Bitcoin. In bear markets, it goes down and touches it and then rebounds. So that does go along with the thesis of this bear flag falling down to about the level of the 200-week moving average. I don't know if we're going to get a bounce up to this support around, or this resistance around 33,000 before we head down there or not. It's going to be interesting to see because we have been sitting in extreme fear for so long. I do see you could get some bottom feeders coming out here buying the market up to drive it up to the 33 level before it actually has a capitulation dump down to the 200-week moving average. I'm actually kind of crossing my fingers that this capitulation dump does happen down to the low 20s because that would be extremely bullish for Bitcoin. It would basically take all of the weak hands out of the market and there would really be no place else for Bitcoin to go.
Yeah.
Bouncing off that extreme fear, we would have to at least go into a retracement of some sort. Or I've seen some people out there saying we're breaking all new all-time highs up to 100K. That I'm not sure if I believe that because of the Fed tightening, but we'll see what plays out.
A couple of things to add. I do think going down to that 20,000 range will shake out a lot of the weak hands. I think a lot of support and a lot of the stronger hands bought in before 20,000, and a lot of newer players bought above 20,000. Um, so I do think there's a lot of support around that range, and I don't really see us going if we do if we were to break 20,000. I don't necessarily think we would go a lot lower, but I do think a lot of people want to see Michael Saylor and I think his name's Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy get margin called. Um, he's like the biggest Bitcoin maxi, and they're one of if not the largest holders of Bitcoin. And he basically tweets about Bitcoin every day, and he's just like the biggest Bitcoin maxi. So he kind of irks a lot of people. I know a lot of people want to see him get margin called, and basically meaning like the amount of money that they have borrowed to buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to affect the market that much because I don't think he's super over leveraged on Bitcoin. I think I watched one of his videos. He's a pretty intelligent guy. I don't think he leveraged up to the point where it's going to cause a huge market disruption. But
That's a speculation, but I do know people. I think if something were to happen in that scenario, it could trigger something. That's what people are speculating on. That's why I brought that up. And it just so happens to be in that range, in the like 21 to $23,000 range. So I think that's the sentiment right now. I don't see us getting a big relief rally at this time, just given the current global economic situation. Politics with oil, with war, with monetary tightening, with inflation, with all these things that are going on, and then crypto and Bitcoin being a risk and speculative asset to begin with, where people are only investing in, a small percentage of their, um, available funds to invest. So just in general, like everything's getting beat up. Stocks, tech stocks, growth stocks. Snapchat just got wrecked the other day. So all the markets are down, um, unless something happens like significantly with inflation, which I don't see it happening. I do see us trending down lower. So that's it for my final thoughts. Unless you have anything
that's your
else to add,
final
Nick.
thoughts. I think if we are going to the low 20s, we need to have a relief bounce up to the like low 30s first. That's what I'm seeing with the market. So we'll see.
Actually, one thing I do want to say is, from an investment standpoint, a $20,000 Bitcoin is actually an attractive price because we've seen 40,000 before, we've seen 50, we've seen 60. So like psychologically, if you don't own any Bitcoin and you could hypothetically get it for $20,000, to some people that is perceived as like, oh, if I can buy Bitcoin at 20,000, we know it's been 40,000 before, like it's probably going to go back up because Bitcoin is the future, the technology, all that stuff, whatever you want to say. So in some people's mind, that's like an easy 2x there. If it
Yeah,
goes
and
to 60,000, it's an easy 3x.
that's also the previous all-time high is around 20,000. So it's obviously
Yeah.
a
So I
great
think
point to buy in.
Bitcoin at $20,000 is very attractive for most people. I think a lot of people are waiting to buy that.
And,
It will be bought up.
and we'll see. We'll see if the market will take us there. Just gotta wait and see.
All right, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks, guys.